GOP surprise raises new questions for Trump budget. Each year, the budgeting process kicks off with the president's proposal, which Congress largely ignores as the House and Senate write their own budget plans. But even those budgets don't have the force of law, and final spending numbers are usually worked out in backroom deals between congressional leadership and the White House. This year, Trump's budget called for turbocharging defense spending by increasing it to $750 billion, mostly through a budget gimmick. The expectation among congressional staff was that the GOP would adopt that figure, without the gimmicks, and Democrats would push for an equal increase in non-defense spending. But Senate Budget Committee Chairman Mike Enzi had his own ideas. On Friday, he released a budget proposal that seemed to rebuke Trump's decision to stash $96 billion in new defense spending in the off-book Overseas Contingency Operation OCO fund. Instead of adding to, but that was just the start. Enzi's budget formally called for slashing a combined $126 billion from current spending levels, both in defense and non-defense. Strengthening. The move earned the praise of deficit hawks, who have lamented a steady increase in spending, even as the GOP tax law eats into revenues. Under Enzi's proposal left open the possibility that Congress would reach a spending deal that included Trump's $750 billion for defense, though it seemed to indicate that such a deal would have to include offsets in other spending, a further challenge to Trump. The proposal, which budget watchers expected would help focus the debate on spending, has left the question wide open on where the final numbers will end up. Across the Capitol, Democrats are struggling to propose their own budget. The party's moderates, including many newly elected, red district Democrats who helped swing the party into the majority in last year's midterms, want to keep deficits in line while keep defense intact. The progressive wing of the caucus, however, is pushing to freeze or even scale back defense spending, and wants the majority of new spending to replenish non-defense priorities such as health, education, and infrastructure. House Budget Committee Chairman John Yarmouth D. Kentucky put the odds of once the Democrats finish work on their own budget proposal or opt to leave it on the cutting room floor, they will have to face down Republicans to negotiate a final spending number, to be set into law by increasing budget caps. Democrats are insisting that any increase in defense spending be matched dollar for dollar in non-defense spending. But even if the GOP backs down on Trump's $750 billion figure, Democrats say non-defense spending has to increase at least $20 billion just to keep programs running, a result of new costs pushed onto the budget this year. Those include paying $4 billion for the 2020 census, funding $9 billion of a veterans program that used to be paid for through mandatory spending, and reduced receipts from housing programs. The process is expected to play out over months, with budget markups happening in the coming weeks and appropriations shooting to pass preliminary bills by June. But if 2019 serves as an example, it could extend months beyond the start of the new fiscal year in September. Even after congressional leaders agree to new spending caps, they will still have to contend with Trump and his request for $8.6 billion to fund his border wall. In 2019, that issue led to a 35-day shutdown, the longest in the nation's history.
Raindrops, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.